Hello, my brother. Welcome to Trust Me, Bro. How you doing?
Good, my brother. How you doing?
Awesome. All right. How was the game tonight, man? You enjoyed it?
I enjoyed it up until about the last. I could use a Kelsey touchdown. That would have put me in a win.
Okay. Yeah. So you were right
Yep.
down to it,
I
huh?
was
With
right
a
down to
Kelsey.
it, brother.
Ah,
Yeah,
man. Yeah,
within
Kelsey.
5 points.
Okay, within 5 points. Yeah, man. So if it would have just ended up with Kelsey, you would have hit it, right?
Yep, that's
All
right.
right.
That's right.
So,
I had a
so
mountain to climb. I had like 40 points to go, but
okay.
hey, still went 3-1 for the weekend. I'm happy, man.
You did, my man.
Yeah,
So I play in 5 leagues. I won four of them, and guess the one
nice.
that I lost.
I know which one you lost, brother.
You got me, brother. You got
Didn't
me.
quite get it done.
No,
Yep.
I could not get it done. Congrats, my man. You took
Yeah,
me
thanks, brother.
down.
Yep.
Good job. Good job, brother. Yeah, I had no soldiers to fight tonight. Well, not I just couldn't get it done. So,
Yeah.
yep.
That's the way it
Well,
goes.
good. That's right. Well, four and
Yep.
one. I'm happy with that, my man. I'll take those results. So,
Yeah,
looking
for
good.
sure.
All right. Well, good, brother. So let's talk about some folks on the waiver wire that our listeners can pick up, and
Let's do
let's
it.
start with the quarterbacks. Who you got on QBs?
Yeah, I'm going to start us off this week with Danny Dimes. Um, we've talked about this before. I've got 3 stars on him.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be the most lovely team in the world. Doesn't have to be the most lovely quarterback in the world. But when they put up fantasy points, bro, they put up fantasy points, and
Yep.
we'll take them. He's
Exactly.
12% owned.
Okay.
This last week threw for 174 yards, 2 tutties. Also ran for 54 yards and
Those
another
yeah.
tutty.
Those rushing yards right there in the rushing
Yeah,
tutty, that right there is what makes him valuable. So
yeah,
without those two things, yeah, he would just be another guy. But
yep.
yeah, totally. I agree.
Yeah, for sure. He's got Carolina coming up. They're playing in Germany.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Those games are always interesting, but he might
Hmm.
put on a show there. He's going to buy then Tampa Bay and Dallas. So
Yes.
he's got a decent shot at a little bit of a run here. So I think he's one to look at.
Agreed. Yeah, he could be a nice, quarterback to throw in your roster for a little while, especially if you're a Dak owner. I saw that today that Craig that Dak's going to be out for a few weeks. So
Yep.
yeah, if you're a Dak owner and there's nothing else out there on the waiver wire, then I'm sure he's out there. It looks like
Yeah.
12% owned, so 88% of the leagues he's out there. So yeah,
Yeah.
go
Give
get you
me
Danny.
Danny Dimes over Cooper Rush.
Yeah, absolutely, my man. Yeah, yeah. Cooper. I think they should probably just give that other guy a chance, Lance.
Yeah, I agree, man.
I
Let's see
mean,
what he's got.
yeah, exactly. This is the chance to see what he's got.
Hmm.
We know what Cooper Rush is. We know.
Yep.
You know
Yep.
what I mean? And so I think it's time to showcase him, if nothing else, to at least, let the rest of the league evaluate, because maybe he could be a trade piece. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Because
agree.
I mean, honestly, Craig, their season it's in the toilet.
It
They're
is.
they're probably not going to make the playoffs. You know what I mean? I don't think that they're going to pull this together. With all the injuries they got on the defense, running game is terrible. I think even Lamb is CD is hurt a little bit. So yeah, I think it's time to throw in the towel, wave the yellow white flag, and just see what we
Yeah.
got in Lance.
It's time to finally go all in.
Yeah,
You know what I
right.
mean?
Yeah, exactly. Tank is what they should do. Tank,
Yep.
tank
Exactly.
for
Go all in for that high draft pick. Yeah.
Yep, that's it. That's it, man.
With
Yeah, it's time to go to the tank at this point. That's what
yeah.
Cowboy fans think. At least this Cowboy fan right here.
Yeah. Agreed.
All right.
What you
Okay.
got, brother?
Okay. So I got Tua. Plays for the Dolphins. He just came back from a concussion. 60% owned, so he's under the 70% threshold, at least on the Yahoo side. Week 9, Tua threw 231 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. And
Hmm.
so he's looking like he's getting his groove back. I heard on the radio the other day that Tua actually passed the concussion protocol like the next week. Like after he went out, he was fine. It was just his team and the concern about his prior concussions that kept him out for as long as they did. I think they kept him out for a number of games. They waited till the bye and then they brought him back. So
Yeah.
I do think that Tua, is gonna pull some magic. I think with Tyreek Hill and and then if he looks really good, also throw into God, I can't. I'm blanking right now. The running
Yeah,
back,
Waddle, and A Chain
Waddle, A
and
Chain. That's
Mostert. I
right.
mean, man, yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
got some weapons there, bro.
Exactly. They're loaded. I think Tua's going to pull a rabbit out of his hat and have some exciting games for the rest
Yep.
of the season, as long as he can stay on the field.
Yeah.
So so that's why the caveat. I got 3 stars on him. If he stays on the field, I think he's gonna do well. I actually have a league where I have Tua and Dak. So obviously, I already got him. So
Yeah.
Dak's down for a while. I'm just popping in Tua. I may even drop Dak. I don't know what I'm gonna do with him, but we'll see.
Yeah.
So
I,
Tua.
I wouldn't blame you if you dropped him. Like
Yep.
that pick, but you got 3 stars on him. I like that.
Yep.
100% agree. Next one, I've got Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
I got
Herbie.
3 stars on him as well, man. He's starting to click. He's starting to get that offense going.
Yeah.
If you go look, I mean, really, he has not had a less than a double digit game.
Really.
There's some quarterbacks that you can't say that about. Dak being one of them.
Yeah.
43% owned. This last game, he was 282, 2 touchdowns, 26 points. Week prior to that, 30 points. He's got Tennessee, Cincinnati, and Baltimore coming up. You know,
Yeah.
um,
Good schedule.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah, they're decent defenses, not great, not scared of them. I could definitely see him running off, close to 20 points a game in the next 3 games.
Absolutely, brother. Yeah, good pick, man. I think a lot of people have slept on Herbert. I mean, he's out there in 57% of the league, so I think a lot of
Yeah.
people just gave up on him and just, got impatient with him. Wasn't he out for a little bit this season? I forget. I don't know. Or
I
just
don't
not
think he
doing
actually went
well.
out. He just,
Yeah.
yeah, he was a little injured, but
Uh-huh.
that offense was sputtering. But he's starting to get it
Yeah.
going, man. He's starting to look like the Justin Herbert of old.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. He was a hot name a couple of years ago,
Yeah,
as somebody to ride with. So let's
yep,
see let's see if we can keep it going.
yeah.
All right. So speaking of quarterbacks, that I know I talked a lot of trash about this guy, with you while we were texting,
This
watching.
week,
Yeah, right. Just yesterday, we were watching the Rams versus the Seahawks, and it was like the game that after Red Zone had signed off, right? So I had to
yeah,
go to the network, and luckily that was the bonus coverage, whatever they
yeah,
called it. So we were able to watch a really good game. I think we saw some overtime there, and
yeah,
anyway, Tua, yeah, we were talking about how garbage he was, and how he was playing like the Houston guy. I can't think of his name right
Stroud.
now.
Yeah,
Yes, like C.J. Stroud, just being real predictable. That two-step
hmm
drop back, and then all of a sudden, yeah, they're onto him. Whether it's a sack or he's being chased and not producing. Anyway, his numbers actually looked really good in Week 9 when it was all said and done. He's 58% owned, so he's out there in 42% of the league, so he's definitely under our 70% threshold. Week 9, he threw for 363 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. Of course, I did see some dings on there as far as interceptions and sacks and
yeah.
things
Three
like that.
picks.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So those aren't good. But overall, I mean, throwing for 363 yards, that's a lot of yards and 3 touchdowns. And he was definitely hitting Jackson. So I think that was like the Jackson game of him coming
Yeah.
out. I was
Oh
starting
yeah.
Jackson in 2 leagues, and that's why I was super excited to watch that
Yep.
game. I mean, that looked like the Jackson of Ohio State bowl game when he just blew up, and had 200 plus receiving yards and 2 plus, maybe even 4 out of 3. I don't even remember how many touchdowns he got, but man, like that was like his coming
20.
out game. Yeah, it was 20.
Yeah.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah.
And so this was like his first blow up game in the NFL, and he looked tough, dude. He was taking some
hmm
shots. You know what I mean? Like they probably would have
Yeah.
injured a lot of people.
Contested catches, man. Every single
Oh my
one.
God, yeah, yeah. Contested catches. He held onto the ball, took some major hits, and got
Yeah.
back up. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's a football player right there, man. So if Jackson can keep this up, and then DK can come back, oh my God, yeah, they're going to be lethal. So
Yeah. I agree,
I like
man. You
it.
got 2 stars on him.
Yep.
It's one of those things, man. We watched me like he sucks, dude. He threw a interception at the 5 yard line. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing?
Hmm.
But when you rack up the fantasy points,
Yeah.
363 yards, three
Uh huh.
tutties.
Exactly. The
Yeah.
exact same case.
Like,
Yeah, the exact
yeah,
same case you got for Danny Dimes. I've
yeah.
got for Gino. So
That's
yeah, I'm
right.
with you, brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Well,
Right
let's
on,
flip on
man.
down to running backs, man. Who you got?
Let's do it, man. I'm going to start us off with Ray Davis. I've got 2 stars on him. He's 14% owned. You know, he's starting to get going in that Buffalo offense.
Yeah, yeah.
I've almost got him set up as a James Cook's handcuff, or throw him on your bench. Let's see if he starts to develop a little bit more, starts getting more involved in that offense. But
Yeah.
for what he's been able to do, 2 catches for 70 yards and a tutty this last game. He
Oh,
scored 16 fantasy points.
wow. Okay. Yeah, he did that on 2 touches. Yeah, so he really made the
Yeah,
most of those touches, my man.
he made the
Wow.
most of those touches for
Yep.
sure. So,
Holy.
um,
Yeah, that's good.
yeah, and like when you see him playing, like he looks legit.
Yeah, for
James
sure.
Conner or James Cooks also looks legit too.
Oh
So,
yeah. Yeah, he
it's
does.
just I almost view this as a handicap. But if you're in an absolute pinch, which some people are in the running position, man, running back position, it's tough out there.
Yeah, yeah.
So, he might be one to look at.
Yeah, especially if something happens to James Cook, because his style of
Absolutely.
play, like he goes bam straight into that pile. You know what I mean?
Um,
And so it's just a matter of time until something goes wrong. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's dangerous what he does for a living. Let's put it
I
that
mean, he's
way.
already been banged up.
Yeah. Uh huh. Yep. So yeah, he's definitely somebody to pick up. I don't know if I would start him right now, but pick him
No,
up and have him on your bench. And if something does happen to James Cook, you got you a lottery ticket just sitting there
that's
ready to
exactly right,
cash,
man. That'll
ready to
carry you
cash
through
it.
the playoffs.
Yes,
Absolutely.
sir. Could be a league winner right there.
Yep.
Absolutely. Okay. And I think you also mentioned Chase Brown. I know he's not on our list right now, but I think he's probably over the 70% threshold. But man, he sure is a league winner, isn't he? With
Oh man.
was Moss going down, pretty much out indefinitely, I think it says. So Chase Brown, wow, he's got himself a good opportunity.
Yeah, he's somebody I've had my eye on from the beginning of the season. Been
Yep.
rolling with him in a couple leagues. Been playing a daily fantasy. I mean, he's
Nice.
uh he's solid, man. He's
Yeah.
he's solid now with Zach Moss. The neck injury,
Yeah, out indefinitely. He's probably out for the season.
indefinitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I read today. Out indefinitely, whatever that means.
Yep.
So he ain't coming
Yep.
back anytime soon. So
Yeah.
it's Chase Brown's backfield. So
Agreed. If he's
yeah.
out there in your league, go grab him.
Oh my God. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Why would
He
he be
would
out
be
there? I don't know.
right, right, right. If some idiot dropped him for whatever reason, yeah, if he's out there, that should be your number one priority above everyone else we're talking about tonight. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to move on down to Tyrone Tracy. And so I'm bringing him back up. He plays for the Giants. And we talked earlier about Danny Jones playing Carolina over there in Germany,
Hmm.
a Sunday morning
Yep.
game to watch. And so Tyrone Tracy, he's pretty solid, man. Like he has taken over that backfield. I know he didn't do that
Yep.
well in week 9, but he did get 17 carries, and so that is demonstrated that he has stolen that job from single digit Singletary. It is Tyrone Tracy's show,
Yep.
and he looked fantastic week 8. Week 9 he was going up against a really good defense as far as against the run, but he's got the Panthers coming up. The Panthers in
Yeah.
Germany, and man, the Panthers have a Swiss cheese defense when it comes to running backs. He's going to blow up. He's gonna tear it up. So I'm all
Yeah.
over Tyrone Tracy. 69% in, right under our threshold, at least on the Yahoo side. So if he's out there, go get him.
Yeah. Don't get discouraged by this last week.
No, not at all.
Dude
No.
has definitely won that backfield.
Yep.
For what it's worth, he's on the Giants, but
Yeah.
this week will be a good one.
Hmm.
We'll kind of see what then a bye, I guess. Then following Danny Jones, you got Tampa Bay and then Dallas, which
Yeah. Yeah.
Dallas can't stop shit for the run. So
That's right. Yep,
you
exactly.
know,
So yeah, just like we talked about for the Danny Dimes
yep,
schedule, the same applies here to Tyrone Tracy. So
absolutely,
yeah, if he's out there, go get him.
go
All
get him.
right, who else you got?
Cool. I threw a last one on here, man. This is kind of one of those. I got 2 stars. By the way, you got 3 stars on Tyrone Tracy.
Hmm.
I've got 3 stars or 2 stars on Isaiah Pacheco.
Oh yeah.
He's sitting out there in a lot of leagues. A lot of people kind of dropped him, thought, broken bone, done for the season.
Hmm.
There's a good chance he comes back at the end of this month.
Is that right?
So
Huh.
I've got 2 stars on him. I think he's not worth a waiver wire pick this week. He definitely is worth a Wednesday morning pick,
Okay.
especially if you got room on the bench. Go snag him, throw him in your IR spot.
Yeah, yeah.
He's one to kind of sit on, wait for that playoff time. Boom, you got
Uh huh.
yourself a solid running back.
Yeah, for sure, man. If you have a deep bench, let's just say one of those benches that has six, maybe seven,
Mhm.
and an IR, or even I play in one league that has like three IR slots. You know what I mean? So that's a
Yeah,
little ridiculous. That's obviously not something that
yeah,
most
it's
leagues
insane.
have. Yeah, most of them have one at the maybe two. Two's rare too. But
Yeah,
three is insane. But yeah, I play in a league that has that. So yeah, for sure, somebody to grab and stash and see and just hope he comes back in December. So
yeah.
we'll see. We'll see.
Yep.
Okay.
Never know.
All right. And then, Craig, why don't you tell me about this other guy? You and I both agree on him, but you already had him on the list. And so talk about that cowboy.
Yeah, yeah. Rico Dowell. Um,
Hmm.
he's obviously won the backfield.
Oh, yeah.
They
ECE what was
healthy scratched
suspended.
him.
Healthy
Yeah,
scratch. Yeah, yeah.
because he's
Hmm.
been dicking off at practices and
Right.
just acting like an asshole, I guess. But
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Cooks doesn't seem to quite have the juice. Dowdle's
Nah.
won this job, man. He's 62% owned, 12 for 75, caught another passes for 32 yards and a tutty. He's definitely won this number one spot for the Cowboys offense. Don't love the Cowboys offense, but
No.
now that we're starting
Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush,
Yeah.
probably going to be running the ball a bit more, probably be dumping it off a little bit more to Rico. So, I think he's pretty good for double digits.
Yeah. I mean, I don't love it, but I did have his name down just like you did because
Yeah,
of the performance in Week 9.
yeah,
We'll see, like if he's able to do anything there, because I think they're going to be probably stacking the box a bit, and daring Cooper Rush to throw. But man, I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things I would play if I had no other options. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I
Yeah.
I, I started Algier in one of my leagues.
Oh boy. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
got the
Okay.
win.
There you go. Yeah.
But it was all despite of starting Algier.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Had Rico Dowdle been out there, I'd have taken him. I'd
Sure.
have taken him and started him over Algier for sure.
He's a starting running back in the NFL. So
Yep.
so that right there is the only thing that's appealing. Is that he
That,
has the starting job right there.
yeah.
So
Yeah. I like his name too.
yeah, yeah, Rico Dowdle.
Not bad.
Uncle Rico. All right.
Um, cool.
Why,
Receivers?
yes, sir. Wide receivers. Who you got, brother?
Let's do it, man. Quentin Johnston. Got 2 stars,
Okay.
borderline 3 stars. I mean,
Uh-huh.
this guy's coming on board.
Yeah, he had a
Um,
blow up game, my man.
Had
Week
a blow
9
up game,
for sure.
25% owned. He went 118 and a tutty. His offense is getting going.
Yeah.
I talked about Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert's got receivers he needs to throw to. Quentin
Hmm.
Johnson's one of them. Ladidi, um, McConkey.
Oh yeah,
He's
McDonkey.
yeah, McDonkey. Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
so like those are his guys. Quentin Johnson's coming on strong, man. He's had some solid games. He's had some 20+ games this week, this year. I can see him continuing to go.
He learned how to catch, didn't he?
He did. He did learn
Okay.
how to catch, learn how
There you
to pound
go.
the end zone.
All right. All right. Yeah. So he does know how to play football. I mean, when he
Yeah.
first started off, I mean, everybody looked lost out there. He looked like he did not belong in the NFL when he first started. It
Yeah.
was just like, what's this guy doing out here?
Yeah. They forgot to
He's
give him the
not ready.
playbook.
He wasn't ready. Yeah, he was not ready at all. They just threw him into the fire, and man, it was bad. But
Yeah.
yeah, I guess he learned how to play football. So we'll see if this
Yeah.
continues. All right. All right, next up, I've got Cedric Tillman for the
Hmm.
Browns. He's looking solid, man. 58% owned. Week 9, he had 6 grabs on 11 targets.
Love that.
11 targets right
Love
there,
that.
man. I think we were talking about him last week or maybe the week before. I think this is the
Hmm.
guy that, practices with, um, God, what's his name? The Browns quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah. Jameis.
Jameis
Yep.
Winston. Yeah, so he's the guy that he's comfortable throwing to, and this is one of those second string guys that is now playing in a first string role because Amari Cooper went to the Bills, and so there was a void there, and so here we go. Cedric Tillman, Like I said, 11 targets. He got 6 of them for 75 yards and a tutty. And so I think that tutty was at the very end of the game. I was actually playing the Chargers defense against the Browns, and it was looking like a sweet play because they kept them to 3 points the entire
Yeah,
game until that
yeah.
very end when Tillman caught a touchdown to get it
It
from three
still
to
was a
ten.
sweet play. I think they got me
Oh my
24
God.
points.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it was great, and
yeah,
I'm hanging
yeah,
on to him. They actually have another. We'll talk about defenses later, but
yeah,
yeah, yeah, he's looking good. All right,
yeah.
what other wide receiver you
So,
got, brother?
yeah, so don't love this one as much because of the team, but Xavier Leggett, he's 32% owned. He went 4 for 33 and a tutty.
Mm,
It just almost seems like every time red zone flashes over to Carolina, the dude's in the play.
yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah,
So
that's the rookie, right? Xavier
yeah,
Leggett. Yeah, okay.
that's the rookie. Whether it's Andy Dalton or whether it's Bryce Young, they're still finding this guy, and
Yeah.
they're finding him in the end zone too. So um, you could do better, you could do worse. I got 2 stars on him.
Uh-huh.
But if you need a plug in, he's probably good for about 10, 12, 13 points.
Yeah, for sure. I know that they had who's that guy that they've had on IR for the longest time? The white guy for the Panthers. I don't know. I can't remember his name right
Um,
now.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Anyway, yeah,
The
whatever.
Viking, the Viking. He
Yeah,
was
yeah.
for,
I'm
yeah,
blanking,
that
man.
guy.
Yeah, that guy. Anyway, so I had him sitting in an IR slot on our League of Champions, right? And so, like, initially my plan, this was like actually a terrible plan, but on Friday, my plan was to drop um, Jackson because Jackson has a bye coming up. So I was planning to drop him and then pick him back up later. You know what I mean? Like, because he's got
Yeah,
that bye. And then I heard the news that DK was out on Friday. So I was like, oh man, well, because I can't like get him out of my IR slot to drop him. So I ended up just
Thielen.
Thielen, yeah, Adam Thielen. And so anyway, here's my scenario. So my plan was to drop Jackson, get Thielen out of the IR slot, and then drop him for the guy I'm about to talk about. However, I didn't have to do that because DK didn't play, and so Jackson was a prime play, and I played him, and he balled out. However,
Nice.
what I was able to do, Amari Cooper was ruled out, and I have Amari Cooper on that squad, and so I stuck Amari Cooper in the IR slot, and that freed Thielen, and so I dropped Thielen, and I picked up Juan Jennings for the
Yeah.
49ers. He was out there. He's on a bye week 9, right? But he was out there, in that League of
Hmm.
Champions. And so I picked up Juan Jennings and I stuck him in the IR slot just because I was able to, flip it around, right? With the IR slot because I can stick Amari Cooper in there, drop Thielen, pick up Juan Jennings. But Juan Jennings, here we go. 2 stars, 51% owned. He's got Tampa Bay up next in week 10, and Ayak is out for the season. And so we saw what Juan Jennings can do. I think in the Super Bowl he was pretty solid. He was really
Yeah.
solid. I think it was week 4 of this year. And with Ayuk being out, with Debo being banged up, Kittle's been on fire. Don't get me wrong. And they've also got that new guy who took a bullet to the chest. We'll see.
Pearson.
Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
he plays for the
Persona.
49ers. He's going to be a starter. He's going to be on the field all the time.
Yeah.
A starter on the 49ers who's in there for every play. I think this is going to be a good play. It'll develop as the season goes along. I think Juan Jennings is a good guy to get.
Yeah.
40,
I like it.
51% owned, so 49%. So pretty much half the leagues he's out there. Go get him.
Cool. I like it.
Yep.
I like it.
All right, let's flip on down to tight ends, my brother. Who you got?
Yeah. Let me start us off with the dude who balled out
Oh, yeah.
this last week.
Oh, my God.
Mike,
Yeah. Gasecki.
yeah,
Oh, boy.
Mike Gesicki. Yeah,
Two
three
tutties,
stars on
right?
him.
Oh,
Two
yeah.
tutties, 100 yards, 5 grabs.
Yeah.
Higgins is out.
Sure.
When Higgins is out, this guy is up.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Um, when Higgins is in, he's okay. So,
Uh-huh.
I think he's definitely worth a look. But man, tight ends are scarce, just like running backs are this year, just like every year. Gesicki's going to get his grabs, and especially in that Bengals offense, when Burrow's rolling, man, it's
Yeah.
he's gonna be there. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, he's definitely one to go out and get. I got 3 stars on him.
Yeah, good play, brother. I totally agree with you, especially with Higgins out. I know that I have T. Higgins in one of my leagues, and it's disappointing what happened. I think he messed up his quad or something like that, like in a practice, like on a Friday, or Thursday.
Yeah,
So it was right before the weekend when I wanted to play him. I was like, damn it, what a bummer,
yeah,
I mean, you injure yourself at practice. I mean, that just sucks. At
yeah,
least, it wasn't even in a game, in a game situation. It was in practice. It really
yeah.
sucks, dude, when players get hurt in practice. It just sucks. So anyway, he's been out for at least 2 games. I don't know when he's coming back. I mean, it must be a pretty serious injury. This could be. They didn't put him on IR, so that means they're probably thinking 3 games or less. As far as him being out, we'll see. But you're right. When T Higgins is out, Gesicki is the guy that other than Chase that Burrow throws to, and Burrow
Yep.
threw 5 touchdowns that game. Man, that
Yeah.
was fantastic.
Balled out,
I
man.
yeah,
Loved it.
I had Burrow going to my leagues with those 5 touchdowns. Man, I was just loving it. It was a great freaking game. Good
Yeah.
stuff. Good stuff.
I played Daniels instead of him, but
Okay.
still took the win. I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
hate seeing 41 points on my bench.
I know, right? Remember that one game when Burrows blew up and I played someone other than him? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I forget who I played, but I was like, it might have been Fields, against
Yeah.
Dallas. I thought he was going to
Probably.
blow up,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Burrow was blowing up there on my bench. So same scenario as what you just described happened to me before the season. And so I said,
Yeah.
all right, no, I'm playing Burrow from here on
Yeah.
out. I got Burrow. I'm playing Joe.
Especially against shitty
Yeah,
teams. I played Burrow
yeah,
against shitty teams.
yeah, for sure. Yeah. He's a baller. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
always start Joe, dude. The guy's got heart. He's a great quarterback. I love him.
Yep. Yep.
So, all right.
Well,
So,
I like who you're about to bring up, brother.
okay. You want me to go ahead and talk about the guy we both like, or
No,
the other one?
I want you to talk
Okay.
about the other one.
Oh, the other one. All right. Here we go. So obviously, Craig, you're going to be putting in a waiver claim, I think, in all your leagues for this guy, right? So this guy I'm about to talk about is on the do not pick up league or list for Craig. So
Yeah.
Craig will not pick this guy up, but he is, you know. If Craig plays him, he'll do terrible. But if Craig
Yeah.
puts him
That's
on the
right.
bench,
Yeah.
basically, do us a favor, pick up Taysom Hill, put him on your bench, and then he'll blow up for the rest of us. How about that? So here we go. Taysom Hill, a 1-star ranking. 37% owned, so he's out there in. I know we bring him up every frequent season. I think I've already brought him up once this season,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but here we are. So week 9, he had 5 carries for 19 yards and a touchdown, and that's his quasi running back role that he performs in, and then he also has the tight end role. And so in the tight end role, he caught 4 or 5 targets for 41 yards, and that's typical of what you would see from most tight ends. You know what I mean? That right there is a regular day at the office for Joe Smith, nameless tight end. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
five or 4 grabs on 5 targets for 41. That is what most tight ends turn in. You know what I mean? There's
Right.
32 teams in the NFL. That's a typical tight end. However, you got this 5 carries for 19 yards and a touchdown. Most tight ends don't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you just have this extra dynamic for the guy. You know what I mean? So if you play him, like even in daily, you play him on DraftKings or something like that, why not? I mean, I played him in DraftKings, and so I
Yeah.
don't think, I must claim close, but I don't think I won any cash on that particular lineup. But, he's fun to watch, especially when the Saints have only Alvin Kamara running. I think their other running backs are all banged up, so he's pretty much their only other option for their running game is AK and this guy. So that's it.
Yeah.
So,
I thought you'd bring up the other wild card that he's
okay.
playing in Atlanta this weekend.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I didn't even look at that. Well, you did, but you're right.
Yeah.
He does play well against Atlanta. He does
Yeah.
play well. So, yeah, if your tight end's on bye coming up and this guy's out there, he's out there in 73% of the
Yeah.
leagues. So,
63,
or 63,
right?
I'm sorry. Yeah, 63% of the leagues. So, yeah, if your tight end's on bye and you need somebody, go get him.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? Just roll the dice. You know what I mean? Why did we do this? We do this to have fun. We do this
Yeah.
for unexpected outcomes that make us happy. So just have fun with it. Throw them in there and see
Yeah.
what happens.
Yeah, that's exactly it, man. It's that wild card, that I kind of threw out there. Like you kind of spilled the
Yeah,
secret
yeah.
sauce on this guy. Like this dude
Atlanta.
always performs against Atlanta.
He does. You're right.
Fucking
He does.
fear.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's correct. He plays Atlanta well.
Yep. Cool.
All
Well,
right.
I've got Hunter Henry. I've got 2 stars on this dude. You possibly could throw 3 stars depending on the position you're in.
Yeah.
He's 40% owned, 7 for 56 yards. 23 points or 23 targets in the last 3 games.
Okay. I was like, what? One game? Okay, 3 games. All right.
Yeah,
That makes more sense. All right. What?
yeah, double
23
digits in
targets.
the last 3 or 4.
Okay.
Him and
Yeah.
May, they're clicking. Hunter
Yeah.
Henry, I always thought of similar to Tyson Hill. Like I'll
Yeah. Yeah.
blow up. I'll be like, okay, cool. Let me go get this guy. I'll throw my
Then,
lineup, and he throws
yeah.
1 point.
Yeah, you're
You
right.
dickhead.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. He definitely does let you down. He'll have
yeah.
a great game. Everybody's like, all right, let's go. Come on. Get him in
Yep.
there, Hunter Henry. Come on. But you're right. May does like him. May does
Yeah.
like to throw to him. So when
Yeah.
they made the change to May, that did kind of change his fantasy value.
Yeah.
100%. I agree with
For
you, brother.
sure.
Yeah.
We start seeing those targets go up.
Uh-huh.
9, 8 targets a game. Man, I have faith in that.
Agreed. He's a good safety blanket
Yeah.
for May.
Yep.
100%. I agree. All right, that's it for tight ends. So let's move on down to defenses to stream. I'm going to bring up. Looks like I got 2 to talk about, and you've got 1 to talk about. All
Yep.
right, so I wrote down the Chargers, and I know I talked about them a little bit earlier. I did play them against
Yeah.
the Browns. You know why? I played them against the Browns in Week 9 because I thought the Browns beating the Ravens in Week 8 was fool's gold. I was like, I mean,
Yeah.
okay, Ravens underestimated them. The Browns just, I mean, the sun shines on a dog's ass every now and then, right? And so the sun was shining bright on that Cleveland Brown dog pound ass in week 8, all right? And so week 9 then came reality. And so reality is you got Jameis Winston throwing the ball, and the
Yeah.
Browns are a mess. And so the Chargers took advantage of that, and sure enough, the Chargers beat their butts. And so anyway, they're playing the Titans in week 10 or no, 11. We have week 11
Yeah.
coming up. Yeah, so week
Yep.
11 coming up. So they're playing the Titans, or no, I'm sorry,
Oh, week 10. Week 10.
week 10. I'm sorry, week 10's coming up. Anyway,
Yeah.
they're playing the Titans. The Titans completely suck. Yeah, they're god awful.
Yeah.
You stream any defense, I mean, against the Titans. I don't know. I think like the Titans were playing the Patriots, and I was like, both these teams are complete garbage. I don't even know which one. I don't even want to touch either of these defenses.
Yeah.
And so as far as that last one, a lot of people were like recommending to pick up the Titans, defense, and I was like, I looked back at their scoring, for week 9. And like their scoring, like for the past 3 weeks, is like 0 points or 3 points, and I was like, am I gonna have any confidence, starting the Titans D against the Patriots? No, I'm not. I'm
No.
not touching that. I'm not touching that. It's garbage. And so,
Yeah.
but anyway, the Chargers look legit on the defensive
Yeah.
side, and they're playing the Titans. So I think that's going to be a good one to pick
Yeah.
up.
I
How about
agree,
you,
man. I agree. I've been rolling with them.
Yeah.
I let them play because I agree.
Hmm.
Fool's gold. Jameis Winston goes out there throwing out Eminem quotes,
Right.
acting like he's a preacher and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know Jameis.
Hmm.
That shit comes down. As fast
Oh
as
my
it goes
God.
up, it comes down.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like Fitzmagic,
Yeah.
like we were saying the other week.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, come on. Yeah, he's
Yep.
going to have his good
Yep.
games, and then immediately he's going to have a terrible game, and that's exactly
Yeah.
what just happened. So
Yep.
we called it. We called it.
Yeah, I'll hit you with one that, it's been a good defense this year. I don't know how widely available it is out there in leagues, but the Vikings are playing the Jags.
Yeah. Yeah. They're good.
Jags suck.
They do. They suck. You're right.
Suck.
Absolutely. I've been streaming defenses against them myself. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're easy pickings for sure. And the Vikings are a quality defense.
Quality.
They're quality.
Yep.
Like that game we were
Coach.
watching last night. That there was just a terrible game, but their defense
Yeah.
played solid. The Vikings
right.
defense played really good last night. Yep.
Yep.
Agreed, brother. That's a good one. All right, so I'm going to round this out with the Bears. The Bears have actually looked pretty solid as far as the defense. Their offense really sucks. I think Caleb is terrible, and I think Jaden Daniels definitely is going to win Rookie of the Year. Not Caleb. Caleb was the number one draft pick, but he sucks as far as I'm concerned. He had a little run there against some terrible defenses, but as soon as he plays a decent team, he just falls apart.
Yeah.
He's garbage as far as I'm concerned. And so anyway, but their defense is what I'm here to talk about. And so they're playing the Patriots in Week 10, and the Patriots are easy pickings. I know Drake May. We just talked about him a little bit, but he's still a rookie, man. He's making mistakes, making those rookie mistakes,
Yeah.
which I think the Bears D are going to capitalize on.
Yeah. I think the Bears are one of those defenses that could bait you into those mistakes.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
Exactly. They're playing good football this season, and
Yeah.
I think the defense is what's keeping the Bears in these games. The
Great.
Bears have a record that they don't deserve, as far as I'm concerned. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like they just have this record that looks really good, but how do they win these games? I think it was their defense. I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next up,
I agree.
let's talk about some kickers, my man. So hit me
Yeah.
with your first kicker, and I'll go to my guy, and we'll bounce him forth.
I'll tell you what. Well, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's do that. So I've got Chad Ryland,
Yep.
Arizona kicker.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's got the Jets coming up. Chad's been, he's been putting up points, man, double-digit points.
Yes.
Um,
That's what we're
the
looking
Jets
for.
defense is solid. Arizona can move the ball. That's what I'm looking for, man.
Yeah, yeah, good combination, my man. Jets
Yep.
have really good red zone defense, and so yeah, they're going to shut down Kyler Murray and his talented team and force some kicks. I like it.
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to keep talking about these two names, over and over until people get them up where they need to be. But they're definitely below 70% owned. Austin Seibert, he plays for the Washington Commanders, and man, he's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
love
give
it.
him 4 stars, 4 out of 4. He's been
Yeah.
amazing. 9 or better fantasy points in every game this season. He's the number one kicker overall as far as fantasy point scoring. He usually gets you well over double digits, but at least 9. He's never gone below 9 this entire season. He's kicked for I think 8 games. So for some reason, week 1 he didn't kick. I don't know what happened. He wasn't playing for the team yet or something. I don't know what happened, but anyway, every game he started, he's been fantastic.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
think that's the case, man. They started off the year with some other kicker and then brought
Yeah,
this
yeah.
guy on. But
Oh yeah. They- yep.
I like to try and bounce around looking for advantages. But he's one I brought up,
Oh
early
yeah.
in the season,
Yes, you did,
and
brother. Yes,
just
you did.
continued to produce. So,
Yeah,
he's
and
probably
I
one
grabbed
to
him.
drive
I
it
grabbed
home.
him, and I stuck with him, and I've
Yeah,
been happy. I'm not looking for other kickers on that league. I'm
yeah,
sold. I'm good. Yeah.
nice, love it.
Yep.
Um, Joey Slade, interesting play here.
Hmm.
They've got Chicago coming up.
Yep.
I think this is one to take a look at. We talked about Chicago's defense, keeping them in games.
Yes,
So this is definitely one I think that could be a good play.
for sure. Well, what team's he kick for now, Sly?
The Patriots.
Oh, the Pats. Okay, yeah, there you
Yeah,
go. All right.
yeah.
Okay.
May's moving the ball. They're
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
down there.
sure.
I can see the Bears kind of shutting them down and
Hmm.
Slay kicking some field goals,
All right, I love it,
laying them
brother.
with the field goal.
Looking good. All right, the last guy I brought to the table was Chris Boswell. So a lot of people, I think, dropped him because he was on bye in week 9. So he's coming off a bye right now. So if you want to get you a kicker,
Good
this
call.
guy's the number 2 kicker overall in
Yep.
fantasy points. So right after Seabird is Chris Boswell because he's a boss and he kicks well. He's fantastic, man. Boswell is your guy. Great kicker. He, like I said, number 2 overall, just had the bye. So if you get Boswell and you want a good kicker, I gave him 3 stars, 3 out of 4, because he hasn't scored double digit in every game like Seabird, but he looks good. He's a good kicker. So you get
Yeah,
him in, you don't have to worry about buys. Set and forget it.
he looks good. The wild card on this one is they had Fields who
Yeah.
couldn't fucking find the end zone to save his
Right,
life.
right. Yep.
Now they're starting Russ. I think the dynamic changes a little bit. They're
Could be,
getting in the
yeah.
end zone a little bit more. So, but still solid. Still
Yeah,
solid.
yeah.
I like it.
I'm gonna ride him and see him because I actually have him in one league, and like that's the league where I've got 3 IR slots, and so I stuck some of those players in IR, and I grabbed another defense, and I grabbed the Denver kicker just to fill me in for
Yeah.
week 9. But now I'm gonna drop that Denver kicker, and I'm just gonna go back to Boss And I also grabbed the Lions D because I should have
Yeah,
played it. I should have played them this weekend, but I didn't for some reason. I think I played the Commanders, and the Lions D was fantastic. I
yeah.
mean, like it sucks like when like you look at the Commanders, you're like, oh yeah, easy game, this is gonna be great, and then the other D that you didn't play that you got on your bench, like ends up scoring a ton of points. You're just like, damn. But
Well,
anyway, yeah,
yeah, Lions against Green Bay. You think that's
yeah,
going to
yeah,
be a
exactly,
be a
yeah,
tough game and a high
right.
scoring game, and then it's a freaking downpour the whole
There you
game.
go. It was a weather game. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. If I would have paid a little bit more attention and looked at weather for these games, then maybe I
yeah,
would have put them in there. But had other things going on. I wasn't looking at weather reports, so
yeah.
that's
I'm
my
with you.
fault.
Same.
My fault. Yep. All right.
Same. I got one last one. Young Huku
Oh yeah, Young
always
Ho.
works well against New
Hmm.
Orleans. New Orleans is
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
on a down
Okay.
spell, but he always puts up points against them.
Good, because I've got him in one of my leagues, and he has not been performing very well lately.
Yeah,
I know, and I thought about dropping him, but I'm glad you put him on the list. I think I'm going to go ahead and keep him. Like you
yeah.
just said, he
I
plays well
am
against
too.
New Orleans, so I'm going to go ahead and give him another chance. So I like it,
Yeah,
brother.
yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Looking good. Well, thank you, brother. Good show today. I know we went a little bit over today, so let's go ahead and wrap it up. And we will be watching Thursday night football, and then of course we just talked about the Germany game on Sunday morning. So
Yep.
set your alarms to get up 8:30 Central Time. So I don't know what that other time zones are, but yeah, get up early. Watch the Carolina Panthers and the New York Jets
Yep.
play over
Bacon and
there
eggs game.
in Germany. Yes, sir. Bacon and eggs game for sure. I'll have to try to think of some German breakfast.
Yeah, I like it. Some
Whatever that
schnitzel
is.
and eggs,
Yeah, there you go. I'll have to think something. Yeah, I love it.
rotten eggs. Yeah,
Because Wurstfest is actually going on right now down
yeah,
here in
yeah.
South Texas. So I'm going to be dropping by to drink some Dunkel, eat some Schnitzel, and check out a little German flavor. So
Yeah,
maybe I'll get
potato
some ideas.
pancake.
Yeah, I'll get some of that pancakes. Maybe I'll get some ideas over there and figure something out for a German breakfast. Maybe I'll get one of those potato cakes, yeah, and save that
Yeah,
and eat that with some eggs.
that's right.
That's the deal. I love it.
I like it.
All right, my brother.
All right, brother. Good
All
luck on
right.
that waiver wire.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, get you some good guys. I like it.
Yep. All right, man. Good luck,
All right,
brother.
brother.
Peace.
See ya.